After my last few mediocre efforts, I'll see if I can't play a decent game this time. And I'm going to start with e4. Alright, we got ourselves a Caro Kann, so let's see what the deal is. Just got a Happy New Year in the chat. Oh, okay. Got one of these guys. I know I'm supposed to take, but I have honestly only ever played this with black, so I don't know the lines for white. So typically I just play solid moves and say, okay, I want to beat you in an ending because you have double pawns. None of that. Uh-huh. I have no idea what my plan is. I want to just trade. So let's facilitate. Well, how kind of you. All right. Didn't want my bishop to be trapped. Let's put that guy there. All right, let's play a little bit provocative. Just a touch. Just a touch. Okay. Shouldn't be going into the B of opposite color ending. So let's do this instead, where we'll have the set of B's versus the knight and the double pawn. Just a little bit of something to work with. Nothing too much. Uh-huh. Okay, I figured you might want to do that. And now let's slowly improve. How do we want to do this? Okay, I'm going to go bishop d1 to go f3 to try to keep the knight out of e4. Uh-huh. Just double checking. Make sure everything's fine there. And the goal is going to be this 3 versus 2 situation over here. I want to create a passer. And as the position opens up more, it should favor the bishops. So I'm in no hurry to try to make any sort of trades. So let's go ahead and I key squares. Like I said, no hurry in this type of position at all. You have to be comfortable with playing equalish endings. And his king is out of play, but mine isn't. His bishop's kind of odd. And let's go ahead and start going after these weaknesses. All right, let's go. I don't really want to go there. Let's go there first. Plenty of time. And notice the base pawns are hard to get to from his bishop. Let's do that. Uh-huh. Forced my hand a bit there. Notice how his pawns are on light squares. That's helpful. That didn't seem good. He's tied up a bit. Nope. Okay, that one I'm pretty satisfied with because I didn't have to do much. I just used what the position gave me. Nothing fancy, just some good old-fashioned solid chess. So we got doubling up the pawns. And what is the actual theory here? Okay, c3. I guess this makes sense because if knight f3, it gives a square for the b. And after bishop d6, bishop d3. So in these lines, you want to put the knight on e2 in order to keep tension. All right, and if h5, bishop e3. Well, let's go castles. That seems more flexible. I guess bishop e3 is coming around no matter what. Stop mates. And following a game between two GMs. Yeah, white just has, it's the same kind of deal. Black's just got a really solid position. If you're comfortable with taking a slightly worse position that's very solid, this is the type of position for you. And I know this was recently recommended in the Lifetime Repertoire series for the Caro Kann on Chessable. Very solid stuff, but for white, for reference, the knight doesn't want to be on f3. But you can see the engine pretty much all throughout saying, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. But my pieces got jumbled here. And, like, yeah, f5 was much better. The bishop takes f3 just gives up the bishop pair unnecessarily. You don't want to do that. And then here, I'm like, okay, no f4, don't trap my bishop. And I go back because I'm just trying to be provocative and use some time. And I figured if I started trading, my opponent would go to this ending where white just has a slight nagging edge because of the open nature of the position and the two bishops. So I'm looking to, in the long term, use my majority. And my opponent made it even easier when he trades off that way. So now I'm just making sure his knight is limited with its forward squares as I'm improving. And I want to make b4 work. So I needed to give up the b pair in order to do so. But as we can see, things get good quite quickly here. Knight f6 was what I figured he would play to cover the e8 square to defend f7, in which case I would have this, and now my king begins to get in, covering the key h5 square first, and then running up. And after knight e5, same story, covering key squares, and the hang of the piece didn't help, but that was, you know, he's got 4 seconds left. So that's why these things happen. All right, that was a good one.